Types of interviews. One-to-one interview. This is held between the candidate and the company bosses. Mostly, this is the accepted system followed in the private sector, which could either be the first step or sometimes the only criterion to the final appointment. So, the candidate needs to give his best in his very first step at an interview, and that is one-to-one. Telephonic or online interview. This is a brand new type which has arisen in the digital age, when the main company is overseas with just a branch in your city. This type is most convenient. You are interviewed online by the bosses overseas and get appointed in the local office. Jobs like those at call centers or MNCs expect only your vocal ability. Hence, they prefer a telephonic interview even in the same city or the same office. They may test your language, technique, or style of verbal communication. Panel interview. In some companies, there is a chain of managerial posts like manager, senior manager, etc. A panel interview is taken at the second or third level. A panel is the board consisting of some senior officers of the company. When a single candidate is interviewed by a group or panel of 2 or more officers, it is called a panel interview. Group interview. It is when 4 to 6 candidates are interviewed together. This is resorted to for multiple posts in government departments, mostly in the government defense system. The nature of questions asked is also very different. Generally, some current social issues or events are put forth for a group discussion. Each candidate is observed for his overall thinking and knack of pushing his view across, and whether it is gainful for the company. Some private sector companies too prefer group interviews. Some TV channels hold group interviews for selecting candidates for their reality shows, whereby it becomes easier to sieve out the unsuitable candidates at one go and the selection process gets easier for the next levels. Written interview. It is like any other written examination, mainly resorted to for filling the posts at the very first step. This is because there are way too many applications for just a few posts, and it gets impossible to interview the applicants one-to-one. Some private companies too hold written tests. In the private sector, an online interview is routine, which could be called a written interview.